Take a look at what happened.
This is the moment that changed the 2024 American presidential race, and maybe the course of history. Former President Donald Trump stood up seconds after a shooter attempted to take his life at a rally on Saturday. But as President Joe Biden acknowledged Sunday from the Oval Office, for America, this is no mere flesh wound. He urged unity and reminded Americans that their power comes through the ballot, not the bullet.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics. And to remember, while we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back, take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here.
Trump has also called for unity after the shooting. He arrived Sunday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the Republican National Convention, where he is expected to be anointed as the party's presidential nominee. Analysts say that Trump's defiance in the face of death will have an effect.
It will have a huge impact on this election, but our politics more broadly. History suggests we're likely to see a rally around the Trump effect, where those that were in his camp will be even more in his camp. And then those who just can't stomach the political violence, for those who face a reality check of just how dangerous our political rhetoric has become and sees this manifestation of violence play out before our very eyes, it's going to have an impact on this election.
Trump supporters say the grim scene may have taught the nation something important, that institutions matter more than the individuals who lead them.
I mean, it was both a really terrible day for American democracy, but in a lot of ways it was also a great day. I think whether you support President Trump or you don't support President Trump, I think what everyone should take away from that is that American democracy is a lot bigger and a lot more resilient than too many people give it credit for.
Some analysts say they fear more trouble as the two major parties hold conventions this summer.
I have argued elsewhere that we are very likely to see political violence across the spectrum in this election cycle. Obviously, this is the most serious incident so far, but I don't think there's any reason to believe that this will be the last violence that we see.
Now both men are using their platforms to call on Americans to shun violence and unify. But the question for Americans, who still have to choose one of them to lead the nation, is unify behind who? Anita Powell, VOA News, the White House.